Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about four main topics: the Internet of Things, cloud computing, computer hardware, and open source. All of these are very vital in the future of technology. First off, I'm going to talk about the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, or also known as IoT, is the idea that all of our devices are able to communicate with each other. By being able to work together, our technology would be able to create more efficient ways of acquiring data and making our lives easier. Gartner Incorporated, a leading information technology research company, says that by the year 2020, the installed base of the Internet of Things will reach nearly 26 billion. That is a lot of things in the Internet. The Internet of Things is important because it allows units to work together, and many things working together are much more powerful than just one acting alone. The world is always evolving, and the progress of the Internet of Things is making it easier for people to work more efficiently. The IoT is allowing devices that once worked entirely separately to connect, thus allowing people to work smarter. An example for a way the Internet of Things could be used is that your car tells you on the dashboard that your tire pressure is low, and then your GPS would give you directions to a gas station to where you could fill up your tire. That would be the two different devices connecting to show you what to do to fix your problem. The next topic I'm going to be discussing is cloud computing. Cloud computing is essentially just storing the information processed through your computer over the internet instead of on the hard drive of your computer. A major benefit of using the cloud is the ability to pull up the information in your cloud from any computer, not just from your own personal computer. Cloud computing can also lead to a longer life of and faster processing times for a specific computer. The computer is no longer responsible for storing all of the data on its hard drive. Therefore, it is able to last for longer. Another way that the cloud can be used is by loading a software into the cloud and allowing, for example, your employees to access that specific cloud. Instead of having to download the software to each employee's computer, by using the cloud, they can just have it stored in one place and save time and money. The main reason that it is referred to as the cloud is that it's simply the internet, but a cloud is large and able to hold in condensation. So the metaphor is that the condensation is actually just information, and the cloud just houses all of that information. The next topic I'll be discussing is computer hardware. Computer hardware is the physical parts of the computer that can be seen and touched. One example of computer hardware is the keyboard. Many people have seen a keyboard before. It's just where you type in the different keys that you want to use to be able to type in information on either a website or just on your basic main computer functions. The next item that's a part of the computer hardware is the CPU, or the central processing unit. Central processing unit is the brain of the computer, and it is incredibly important. It fetches program instructions from the RAM and interprets and processes it. Another piece of computer hardware is a mouse. Not all computers need mouses because they have little keypad mouses built in, but you can have a separate mouse, or you can have the mouse that is just on your computer, and that's how you click through different sites. All of the parts in the computer hardware are very important. The computer hardware is essential to allow the computers to run, and each has a specific function that is vital to the entire computer working. The computer hardware is the aspect of the computer that many people are often familiar with, but they do not often know much about each aspect besides how to use them. The final topic that I'm going to be discussing is open source. Open source is a concept that's fairly foreign to many people not familiar with computer lingo. Open source is essentially the ability to adjust and modify the software. By using open source, people are able to take someone's good idea and adjust it to make it great for everyone. However, one potential problem with open source is a lack of support that can be offered to people that are using it. Open source does not always mean that it's free. Programmers for open source can charge money for their software if they think that they'll be able to make a profit off of it. Many people choose to let their open source be free so that they can maximize what can be done with it. The preference to modification makes it very challenging to try to support open source because it's always being changed and adapted. An advantage of using open source is that you can examine the software and make sure that it's doing what you want it to. So, in conclusion, the 4 topics that I discussed today were the Internet of Things, cloud computing, the computer hardware, and open source. Thank you all for listening.